Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you another episode of my temporary video series, which is called Top Comics. I say temporary because normally I'd be bringing you guys an episode of my new comics haul series where I actually physically show you the comics that I pick up at my LCS. Unfortunately though, right now I'm on a road trip, so this video is actually pre-recorded. I'm going over all of the top comics that you guys need to look out for from the three biggest comic publishers, which are Marvel, DC, and Image Comics. I mainly go over the issues I'm actually going to be picking up, but then I also mention some of the most important other issues that you need to keep in mind to help you guys decide what you're going to be picking up for New Comic Book Day. I'm pretty sure that this time around I'm only getting Marvel Comics titles. I don't actually have anything I'm getting from Image or DC. I still will go over those publishers for you guys though, some of their most important issues. Let's get right into it though. The first issue that I'm planning on picking up for New Comic Book Day, June 22nd for Marvel Comics, is Miles Morales Spider-Man number 39. So number 38 actually just recently came out. We've got this new storyline going on where Miles has gone through the multiverse with his clone brother Shift. They've come across this universe that they're suddenly stranded in, where Miles's clone Shift won their battle in that like clones conspiracy story arc that was recently in Miles Morales Spider-Man. Selim was this evil version of Miles, you know, it's his name backwards, right? And he's suddenly taken over New York City and pretty much the world. Genki, Miles' best friend, is like leading a rebellion against him in this world. It's one of the best ongoing series for Marvel, and I'm really happy to see it's lasted as long as it has so far. Hope it goes on a lot longer. I definitely recommend this, and this new story arc should be a good jumping on point. Moving on though, another issue that I'm planning on picking up from Marvel Comics. I think I'm getting 4 of them in total from them for the June 22nd releases. This next one is Moon Knight number 12, and this is a really big issue of this ongoing series. Moon Knight is probably, if not the best ongoing series I'm getting from Marvel. It's one of the best ones. The artwork is definitely a highlight by Alessandro Cappuccio, but we've had this character Zodiac, this villain, in the background of the whole run who's been targeting Moon Knight, stealing his wealth, and a whole bunch of other stuff has happened. So we've got these plot progressions happening in every issue, just small plot progressions, as well as single issues that anyone can jump into. I really appreciate that, but this whole Zodiac arc ends in number 12. If you guys are excited to see how it wraps up, let me know down in the comment section below. Moon Knight is a really great series so far, and I can't wait to see what's next for the series after Zodiac as well. Alright guys, moving on, another big release from Marvel Comics. It's coming out this week, probably the biggest one they're coming out with. We've got The Amazing Spider-Man number 4. So I talked about issue 3 a couple videos ago in this short top comic series, and I honestly did not like issue number 1 very much. That seemed to be a pretty general consensus. The artwork is a little bit janky at times, in my personal opinion, by John Romita Jr. He is definitely a veteran in the comic book industry. He's been around for a really, really long time. We have Peter Parker. He's at odds with Mary Jane, at odds with all of his superhero friends, even Aunt May, and we still don't know what happened 6 months ago, what bad thing he did to make that happen. But right now we've got the situation with Mary Jane. She has a new life. I won't spoil that exactly, but we got that revealed in issue number 1. I think everyone's just really wanting a good Amazing Spider-Man run right now. Alright guys, I've got one more issue that I'm actually planning on picking up when I get back from my road trip from Marvel Comics, and then I'll go over some of the other important releases that are actually going to be coming out for the comics coming out on June 22nd. But this last one that I'm actually planning on getting is Punisher War Journal Blitz number 1. Pretty long title there, but all you really need to know is that this is just a spin-off from the current Punisher ongoing title that we've got going on by Jason Aaron. I think probably just so that they can keep the same creative team on every issue of the main series without having any guest art. They're going to be having these Punisher War Journal Blitz issues in between every 3 issues, I'm pretty sure, of the ongoing Punisher series. So number 3 of the ongoing run just came out. I've been really liking it. I like this new direction they're going in. As long as you just look past all the controversy of the logo being changed, that does not matter. You just need to read this run and understand that it's really good as it is. Every 3 issues they do one of these just to give the creative team a break. Those are the 4 issues I actually plan on grabbing for New Comic Book Day, June 23rd from Marvel Comics. There are a couple of other important releases that I wanted to highlight, some top comics that you guys might also want to pick up this week. The first one here is Miles Morales and Moon Girl number 1. So this is just a one-shot, but it's going to be part of a series of one-shots. They're doing 3 different ones. I think it starts with Miles Morales, then there's Moon Girl and the Avengers, and then Moon Girl and the X-Men. And these are all just kind of one-shots that are previewing what the new Moon Girl ongoing series is going to be like. Not planning on getting that issue, but there is another significant issue that's going to be releasing from Marvel Comics. We've got Marvel Voices Pride number 1. So this is a huge $10 one-shot that they're putting out. It's going to be a bunch of different short stories celebrating Pride Month, celebrating all of the LGBTQ plus characters that Marvel has going on right now in their current setup of characters. So if you just want a good anthology, if you're new to Marvel Comics, this is actually probably a great place to jump on. Just some great short stories featuring these different characters. But now that we've got Marvel Comics out of the way, let's move on to Image Comics. I wanted to highlight a couple of the most important releases that are going to be coming out from them for the new releases for June 22nd. The first one that I've got here is Beware the Eye of Odin #1. Any new #1 from Image Comics is always something to look out for to decide whether you want to get or not. So it could be the next thing to pop off, like Something Is Killing the Children did, right? That's what everyone says these days. So if you're into that type of like Odin, Valkyrie, Viking, medieval type thing, this is definitely going to be for you. But let's go ahead and finish this video off with some important releases that you guys might want to look out for coming out from DC Comics June 22nd. I'm not a big DC fan. I don't actually have pretty much any titles from them on my pull list. I just haven't had the chance to get into their whole universe yet. But for you DC fans, there's 4 different titles that I'm going to mention in this video from them that you guys definitely want to look out for. We'll start it off strong. This is one of the biggest releases of June that they're coming out with as far as I know, and that's Black Adam #1. This is going to be a 12-issue maxi series from DC Comics. It's going to be written by Christopher Priest, who's done a lot of work for Marvel and for DC in the past. I don't know what the situation is with Black Adam, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys. I really can't give you guys too much information on this series. I do know that he has a new movie coming out, though, starring Dwayne Johnson. So this is definitely a character that's on the rise right now. Any first appearances involving him are probably, going up in the market on eBay right now. Also from DC, though, coming out June 23rd, we've got Aquaman and the Flash Void Song #1. So if you're fans of either of those characters, you're going to want to pick this one up. I feel like Aquaman is pretty underused in DC Comics these days. There's an Aquaman series, which I think is ongoing right now, which partly features Aquaman. Like I said, I can't really speak on any of this because I don't have any knowledge on these DC characters. And lastly, I did just want to mention a new Dark Crisis tie-in comic, which is going to be coming out. It's called Dark Crisis Young Justice #1, releasing June 22nd from DC Comics. I'm not really familiar with Young Justice. I know that it's kind of DC's way of mirroring the Champions from Marvel Comics. I know it's just like kind of a teen team. And the final DC Comics issue that I wanted to highlight is this brand new one-shot which is coming out. It's going to be a bunch of short stories, and it's called Milestones in History #1. This is just another one of those milestone issues from the whole Milestone Initiative that DC Comics has been revamping lately with that whole other side of the universe. I think it's a whole separate universe. It's a whole separate imprint, but DC Comics is the name under the entire thing. Well, alright then. This is going to be the last episode of the Top Comic series. Thank you guys so much to anyone who stuck around and watched all these videos. I know it's not similar to my regular New Comics Haul content, but I just wanted to put out something that was similar enough to that, so you guys would have something to watch every Wednesday if you're regular supporters of the channel. I appreciate it. There's a lot of stuff to look forward to for June 22nd. Let me know what you guys picked up, what you read, what you liked down in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.